Stuff to do with family overwhelms me quite a bit. You know, worry or stress around family side of things, that does overwhelm me quite a bit. But in terms of, you know, doing the job and things like that,
Ladies and gentlemen, a seismic shock has just erupted from within the fortified walls of the British royal family. Imagine this: a routine security inspection, the Queen's luxury vehicle, and then a discovery so disturbing it left everyone present momentarily breathless. Royal protection officers have uncovered irrefutable evidence hidden deep inside Camilla's private car. This was no ordinary security concern. It was an old letter carrying the unmistakable weight of the 1990s and the shadow of a woman whose presence still haunts the monarchy, Princess Diana. What followed was an unprecedented and explosive confrontation. Prince William, the most steadfast guardian of his mother's legacy, came face to face with his stepmother Camilla after secrets buried for decades suddenly resurfaced. Was this a coincidence? An act of malice? Or the collapse of a carefully constructed cover-up? Do not look away, because next I will break down how this single letter shattered the fragile calm at Clarence House, and why it may alter the course of the House of Windsor forever. Are you ready for the most shocking revelations yet? To understand why this confrontation erupted with such force, we need to turn the clock back to an afternoon in October 2023. It was a clear autumn day in London, marking exactly 1 year since King Charles III had formally ascended the throne. At Clarence House, the red brick residence framed by ornate wrought iron gates, everything appeared to be unfolding according to a carefully maintained script. Long a favoured refuge of Charles, the house was filled with the familiar scent of polished wood, lingering pipe tobacco, and fresh flowers cut from the royal gardens. For Camilla, moving permanently into Clarence House after the passing of the late Queen felt like the final affirmation of a position she had waited decades to claim. Yet even within this carefully curated warmth, the ghosts of the past lingered everywhere. A porcelain vase once favoured by Diana, family photographs arranged with deliberate care, avoiding any reminder of old wounds. Camilla, who had endured decades of being labelled the other woman, faced it all with an almost unsettling composure. She hosted afternoon teas, championed her husband's environmental causes, and carried herself with a resilience forged over years of public scrutiny. That afternoon, however, she was not preparing for any formal engagement. Camilla wore a tailored tweed coat, a neatly knotted silk scarf, and practical low-heeled shoes. She planned a simple outing to a second-hand bookshop in Kensington, a place where she could lose herself among historical memoirs and briefly escape the suffocating weight of the crown. A sleek black Audi with darkened windows waited in the reinforced garage. The engine hummed softly. Tom, her loyal driver of 20 years, skilled at evading paparazzi, opened the door for her. Camilla settled into the cool leather seat, her hand tightening around a monogrammed leather handbag. She waved a casual goodbye to Charles, who was upstairs immersed in paperwork, unaware that the very security system designed to protect her after Diana's tragic death in 1997 was about to expose a secret she carried with her. The Audi came to a stop in a quiet back alley behind the bookshop, far removed from the tourist crowds and the scent of roasted coffee on the main street. It was there that Liam, a seasoned palace security officer in his early 30s, began a routine vehicle inspection. Liam was the archetype of a trained guardsman. Close-cropped hair, sharp eyes honed at Sandringham to detect even the smallest threat. Under the dim glow of the late afternoon streetlight, he checked beneath the car, examined the engine bay, and opened the trunk. Everything appeared normal, until he opened the rear door and noticed the Queen's personal leather handbag accidentally left on the back seat. The zipper slid open, its soft sound cutting through the stillness of the alley. Inside were ordinary items: a neutral lipstick, a Renaissance-era novel, and a silk handkerchief embroidered with galloping horses, Camilla's lifelong passion. But when Liam reached the bottom of the bag, his fingers brushed against something unfamiliar. It was a small envelope, the paper yellowed with age. It was unsealed, unstamped, and bore no address. A chill ran down the guard's spine. As he drew out the paper beneath the muted light, the warmth of his hand released a faint, old-fashioned scent, tinged with jasmine, the perfume of another era. The handwriting made Liam's heart race. It was slender, slightly slanted to the right, with unmistakable looping strokes. The handwriting of Princess Diana. The letter was dated July 15th, 1995, at the height of chaos within the royal marriage. Each line cut sharply into the present. To the one who has always waited in the shadows, consequence has a way of turning the wheel. Watch over the children. They are the only true legacy that survives crowns and chaos alike. Forgiveness may be a choice, but memory is not. At the bottom was a single initial, D. Why would Camilla still be carrying such an emotional relic in her handbag in 2023? Was it remorse, a talisman, or a grim trophy preserved across decades? Under strict protocol, Liam could not ignore the discovery. He used a secure phone to document the item and immediately radioed his superiors at Buckingham Palace. "I've found a sensitive object connected to the late princess inside the Queen's vehicle, requesting urgent instructions." The information was not relayed to Camilla. Instead, it was sent directly to the office of the one man for whom the wounds surrounding Diana had never truly healed, Prince William. The explosive information reached an office at Kensington Palace in less than 20 minutes. At the time, William was seated in the library, surrounded by Earthshot Prize briefing folders. On the walls nearby hung photographs of his mother, Diana's smile serving as a permanent reminder of his duty to protect her legacy. When the image of the letter appeared on his tablet screen, William's jaw tightened. Those words, "the one who waits in the shadows," consequence, were not merely ink on paper. They were open wounds. Memories surged back. His mother's tears during the 1995 Panorama interview. The presence of the third person and the shattering loss of Diana when he was only 15. Why was this in her handbag? William's low growl froze the air in the room. Without hesitation, he grabbed his coat and headed straight for the car. The drive down the Mall toward Clarence House passed in a blur, fury and protectiveness collapsing into a single, focused resolve. That evening at Clarence House, the rich scent of roast lamb should have signalled a calm family dinner. King Charles stepped forward, puzzled. "William, what's happened? Why are you here in such a hurry?" But William did not stop until he stood face to face with Camilla in the sitting room. He pulled the envelope from his pocket and slammed it onto the ancient oak table. The sharp crack echoed like a gunshot. "Explain this," William demanded. Camilla's eyes widened. A flicker of shock crossed her face before she regained her customary composure. She immediately understood that her private possession had been exposed by palace security. "This is a personal item, William," she replied, her voice trembling despite her effort to maintain the authority of a queen. "Why do you have it?" "Personal?" William let out a bitter laugh and stepped closer, the firelight catching the resolve in his eyes. "You carry my mother's pain like a keepsake. While we're trying to mend this family, while Harry is living half a world away because of these very fractures, you keep my mother's desperation hidden in your handbag. That's either betrayal or an unforgivable insult."